morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to video message number 29.
Let's smack it in the ass.
What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
Oh, you gotta give him that huck and spit on that thing. You get me?
Oh, that's nice.
Listen up, the ratings just came in for last month. We are number one. We just grabbed every key demographic. Super duper, gang. Wow. Super duper. That's nice. Way to go. Neato, gang. Yes. Boy, that is good news.
It is the 13th day of September, 2024. Good Friday morning, everybody. Friday the 13th. Who cares? It'll be just fine, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Power Trip Morning Show. My name is Chris Hockey. It's Friday, we got another big round of the Initials tournament today. We got Friday, it's the Friday football feast, obviously, with PA and Charch coming up, but we've got some Friday football stuff for ourselves as well. We got a cast of thousands, including Tom Pelissero coming in to play the Initials, so we'll talk to him a little bit. What do you think of that? Mark Parrish, Marty Gelder, a cast of thousands. So let's get this thing started. We are the official start of the weekend right now coming on the air. That means it's Friday. That means the weekend is finally here. It's National Hug Your Boss Day. Come here, Chad Abbott. Here's some comedy from Brian Regan. Happy Friday, everybody. Come on in. I'm glad you're here.
My first job ever was a dishwasher at the International House of Pancakes. It's a true story. I was like 14 years old. After 3 months, the owner took me aside and said, "I'm promoting you today to busboy." And he said to me, "Please don't talk to any of the customers." He was adamant. He said, I've heard the kind of things your brain comes up with. Please, just let these people enjoy their pancakes. So I said, okay. I bussed my very first table, was walking back to the dish room, and I passed a woman sitting by herself eating a salad. It was lunchtime. And as I was walking by, she said, "Excuse me, well, what am I supposed to do now?" "I'm not allowed to talk to anybody." I thought, she's stopping me. I better stop, So I put my tray down on another table, and I said, "Yes, ma'am." And she said, "There is a hair in this salad." So I thought I'd be funny, and I said, "Well, there are no prizes or anything. Go get the owner." So now I had to go get the owner, who just 5 minutes ago told me not to talk to anybody. And I had to say, "I was just talking to this woman, and she's kind of upset, and she wants to talk to you." He's looking at me like, how is this even humanly possible? We walk out to her table, and she says, "I just told this young man that there was a hair in my salad, and he told me that there are no prizes or anything." So he looks at me, and he looks at her, and he said, "He's right, there are no prizes or anything." The best boss in the history of bosses.
The juice is loose.
It is Friday the 13th, September 13th of 2024. This is the Power Trip Morning Show. My name's Corey Cove. There's Chris Hockey and Meat Sauce, Paul Lambert, Zachary Halverson's here. But as always on Friday, most importantly, John Kriesel's in the building. Hi, John.
What's up, brother?
Good morning, buddy. How are you?
Very, very, very good. Life is
that
good.
Was like 3 varies. Big week for you?
That was sick last weekend. The trip to New York City.
Yeah. That looks spectacular. Good for you. Walk us through it. So the Vikings in Hy-Vee, right?
Hurry today. Hi, everybody. Good to see you. Hi. Good to talk to you guys. How's everybody?
Excellent.
Wow, Jesus. Shot out of a cannon. Good morning, everybody. Hi.
So walk us through New York.
So, yeah, Vikings in Hy-Vee treated me, and I believe it was 4 other veterans. My math is bad. White Bear, you know the bit.
Yeah.
It was freaking amazing. From Friday to I got home Sunday night at like 11:30. We did New York City hard.
Yeah.
And it was everything. I had never been before. It was freaking amazing. We did a nice dinner Friday night. On Saturday, we did Statue of Liberty, Liberty Island. We did Ellis Island. We did 9/11 Memorial and Museum, which everybody should do. I have never in my life spent more time just holding back, sobbing, which sounds like it wouldn't be an awesome experience, but it is. It's mind freaking blowing. And then being there with Tim Tim was involved in the recovery at the Pentagon like hours after the plane hit there. So then hearing, he's told me about it a million times, but then to walk through some of the artifacts from there was something. And the thing that stuck out to me the most is he said, the smell brings everything back. The smell in there. Because, it's not like they're going to scrub all the stuff for, it's.
So what does it smell like?
I can't even explain. It's just like there's maybe it's not like a fire, but I don't know. It's tough to explain. Okay. There is just a smell in that room. There's part of the plane that hit the Pentagon. All the stuff. Oof. It's crazy. Then from there, we did One World Observatory, went up to the top of that. Oof. Weather cleared up so we could see everything. That was freaking amazing. Did some pictures up there, and then we did a dinner at a pizzeria that night. Watched a Vikings fan get ticketed for open container. And while the police officer was writing a ticket, which took like 20 minutes, he opens his shirt, Superman style, and it was a Conquered the North t-shirt, and he's skull chanting at us. Wow. We had like a private spot in there where just our Vikings group was. Dude comes in after so we could get the story. His dad was with. Of course, his dad listens to this show. And then we raged that night for Tim's birthday because he turned 45. So once the clock hit midnight, we got after it. And then in the morning.
I'm glad you waited for midnight.
Yeah, we were starting the journey a little before that. But once it hit midnight, it was on. And then.
It's birthday eve.
Yes. Walked Central Park the next day. Went to MetLife, which, Chris, you were right. I love that stadium.
Right.
And the fans, everyone in New York is nice. They're nicer than Minnesotans. We pretend to be nice, but it's that passive aggressive. There, if they're not nice, they just don't talk to you, don't look at you. They're on their way to whatever. Most people would go out of their way to be like, here for the Giants game, welcome. I hope you guys have fun. I hope you lose. So they'd give a hard time, but they were just waiting for the first incomplete pass to just demolish.
They did.
They hate him. They hate his guts. Like, if he was harmed, I think they would like it.
So if he was Tua from last night, the Giants fans would have clapped.
How about that?
Yes. Yeah, for sure. It was, but they weren't like scumbags like Eagle fans or awful human beings, scumbag turds. These dudes were around us. They'd like give a hard time, but it was for the sake of the game. Like, it wasn't actual. And then they left early.
It did look like it cleared out for a season opener and a home opener.
Yeah.
Second half of that game, a lot of empty seats.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Nice win for your squad, right? That makes the trip better. When you travel for sports, again, we talk about it all the time. That Vegas trip last year.
Oh, God.
We were in Vegas one too many days anyway, but then you tack on a boring-ass game. Technically, the Vikings won, but I think football lost.
Football went back before the forward pass was legal.
But it is weird how if you're traveling for sports, man, that the outcome matters. It changes the way that the entire trip feels. So I'm glad you got the world class, it sounds like, New York experience for the first time and a dominant Vikings win.
Yeah. So, everyone with the Vikings.
Yep.
Freaking awesome. Logan, Haley, Naomi, Doug, Christian, Michael, all of you. Thank you so much. Truly, I've been fortunate to have some awesome trips and awesome weekends in my life. This was one of the best weekends of my entire life, and I will never forget it.
Wow.
So, thank you.
Awesome.
And now we're on to week 2.
Week 2.
Let's go.
Yeah, going to get a little dicey on Sunday. We'll see, though. Niners are the real deal.
They are, but almost certainly no McCaffrey.
Might not matter. That Mason kid looked really good. I know it's McCaffrey. I get it, but Mason looked more than adequate on Monday night.
Yeah.
Which then makes it, I got stuck with McCaffrey in a couple fantasy leagues. Mm-hmm. If Mason is a solid backup, what is they can rest McCaffrey for?
Right. Just wait.
Yeah.
No rush.
There is no rush whatsoever. Wait till he is 2,000%.
Yep.
So we'll see. I'm excited to see Sam Darnold again stay good. I was very happy to see how our offensive line held up against their pass rush, though.
Which is pretty good.
It's a pretty damn good pass rush. It did seem like that team has some quit to them, though. And so this is going to be where a perfect measuring stick against our squad. Yeah. So I'm excited to see it.
Can't wait.
6-point favorites, the San Francisco 49ers.
What is it, like they haven't lost to the 49ers in Minnesota in like 12 years or something? I saw somewhere, so.
Yeah, it's
Or maybe even longer than that.
Yeah, I think for sure as long as U.S. Bank Stadium's been there.
Yeah, it probably. Because they used to kill us in the 90s.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Great times.
Great oldies.
Great ultrasound.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, man. It was
That looks like a kid.
yeah, it's
That's
it's
yours?
It's surreal. I can't believe it. Like
Yeah.
I just can't believe it. And like this will shock none of you, but like I nervous talk during it because I just it's a lot. Like it was like the anatomy part where they were like finding all like his heart, his brain. You'll be shocked by this, and I'm not making this up. We specifically asked how big his head was. He has a normal size head.
Thank the Lord. Otherwise, it would be
For
a
now, yeah.
C-section
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. But like it's 100%. It's unbelievable. I can't put it into words. That's my God dang it, I don't want to sob. That's my damn son, man.
Yeah.
It's sweet. I can't, like, every time I go there, I'm like, oh, all right. And then all of a sudden you see him, man, and he's like moving around. He flipped us off, literally flipped us off.
That's perfect.
It was sweet, man. I loved
It's
it.
such a relief, too, that nervous
Yeah.
where they're like, here's this. And my wife, of course, God bless her, they'd be like, all right, here's this. Here's her feet. And my wife's like, oh, thank God. And the ultrasound people would never get it because I would be wearing long pants.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's you sit with the doctor afterwards, and she's like, "Everything looks great. Any questions?" And I'm like, "Nope. Just as long as he looks great, we can move on to the next one." And yeah, it's
Reach up there and give a high five.
yeah, it's sweet. Yeah, it's
It would be great if you said to the doctor basically what Forrest Gump asked Jenny at the end of Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Is he like me?
I hope not, but well, actually, I do hope he's like me.
Well, he doesn't have a gigantic head.
Not yet.
Normal-sized head. He gets that from Kel's side of the family.
Yeah. So yeah,
Congrats.
it was sweet. Yeah.
Well, good for you, buddy.
Yep. We saw his feet, his arms, all of it, his spine, all of it.
All of it.
Yeah, they point that part out. Yeah, they're like, "There's his boy part."
And you're like,
I'm like,
same.
"Oh, son of a bitch."
Already bigger than you?
Have you seen that Family Guy episode, Zach, with Peter and Stewie?
Yes, yeah.
Stupid game, anyhow.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was fun. It was a great day yesterday. Awesome day.
How many weeks in are we?
She's 24 today. So
It's go time.
16 left. Yep.
Well,
It's not many.
The end of the football season. Yep.
Which the football season goes fast.
Yeah, correct. It's the only time I want it to go by fast. Well, it's already week 3 of the college football season. But I can't wait.
Who did the Gophers play Inver Hills Community College this weekend?
Well, and then act like they beat Ohio State. That's their plan. Yep.
I was trying not to laugh when Flash and Tommy yesterday were telling us it was a trap game. I'm like, they're 17.5 point favorites.
It goes up every day.
You can't say you're afraid of a team when you're a 17.5 point favorite. You better blow them out. Come on. They were 27-ish point favorites against Rhode Island and beat them by 48. That's what you're supposed to do.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Blow this team out too. What is that, 2:30 tomorrow?
Trap game. Yeah, it's 2:30 tomorrow. Yeah, man.
Did you guys see Notre Dame's game last week?
Yeah, they lost.
about it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yep.
They lost. They were 28.5 point favorites and they lost. Yeah.
Whoops. But with their schedule, you never know, right? That's the beauty of the 12-team playoff instead of 4 is Notre Dame's not done yet.
No, they just got to win out, though. You got to win out.
Very true.
Yeah, because you can't have that Northern Illinois loss on your docket.
Nope. Somebody's got to win today at 8:15 as well. The final semifinal of the Initials Invitational. Tom Pelissero of the NFL Network takes on Justin Guard of the Gophers. Every Gopher sport.
Yeah.
Tyler George, Olympic gold medalist, and Zach.
Yeah.
You're going to be great today, Zach.
I mean, no pressure.
Zero pressure for you.
So I'm kind of, I'm okay with it. I'm happy that, I can still play next year if I get 0 today, which is
What
very
a way
likely.
to look at it. Way to go.
Yeah.
And,
Good mindset.
Should be fun to watch the battle of the other 3, honestly. I'm just going to be more of a fan than a participant.
Brilliant.
And the jackpot's up to $73,500.
Rosie.
You could spend an entire weekend in New York if you win that.
Yeah, man.
If you wanted to.
Lot to buy.
All right, Power Trip Morning Show back after this on
The Power Hour begins at 8 a.m. It's powered by Quantum Fiber, your world unleashed. Watch the Power Trip weekdays at 8 at KFAN.com/watch.
Also, that first segment brought to you by my good friends at Gutter Helmet of Minnesota, gutterhelmetmn.com.
Yeah.
Put those bastards on.
I need to talk to them. I need gutters in the back.
Yeah, they gladly do it. They're great.
On your backside?
Yes, my rear end.
That's a good idea.
Hey, Hogs.
Yes.
Did you purchase that skeleton playing a guitar yet?
Not yet. No,
The
I'm
Target?
going to go look at it first, make sure I get the measurements right.
Yeah.
How
That
tall
looked
was it?
aggressive.
It's about my height. It's huge. I couldn't believe it. We were at Target yesterday, and I walked up, and I'm like, wow, that thing. And then it starts up because it senses you, and it just starts playing slammers.
Is it taken from the Touch of Grey video?
No.
I love that.
Great
Where
bit.
they're, remember that?
Yeah.
Turn
Oh,
into
yeah,
skeletons.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good.
As a kid, that became my favorite song because of that
The video was sweet,
Yeah.
and then they're wearing the drummer's wearing the Bill Walton jersey.
Sure.
Imagine being at that concert because you can see the strings and it's
Yeah.
at a real.
Right.
But they're
Yeah.
just that song is a banger too.
And
good.
that song made them so much money because they spent their whole career like not making any money.
Yeah.
And they we need to hit so we can make money. And they did, and they got it.
Yeah.
Great song.
Great song.
So, yeah, you got to go buy that.
Where is it at?
Target.
Target.
Yeah, by Ridgedale.
Was the music within the skeleton generic slammers, or
Just generic.
they should have licensed it out?
Yeah, well.
Get
Highway to
Monster
Hell.
Mash
Maybe
or
we can
something.
play it.
Highway to
Can we
Hell.
play it during...
We can't, but
No,
maybe a
no.
Target skeleton can.
I wonder if we can play, what is it when they're not owned by anybody now? Like free licensing.
Royalty
Oh,
free
yeah, so we can play Happy Birthday.
Yeah, like stuff like that, yeah.
or public domain?
Public, that's the one. That's the one. Thank you.
Public
That's the
domain, yeah.
Free use.
Free use.
Great genre.
Got to find songs that are 100 years old.
Yeah.
One. Yeah.
It's a good point.
Yeah, we could do that. Maybe.
A lot of like ragtime stuff.
Yeah. Brilliant.
It's going to be one
Oh,
of those
my favorite.
weird things, like, because I think it's in like the 1940s now is what they're up to in terms of what's going into the public domain. So, like, in a 20, 30, 40 years, like, as we get older, like, there's going to be, like, absolute slammers of songs that are going to be in the public domain in 30, 40 years.
It's basically the top 40 that
Yeah.
Wisconsin
70s,
listens
the
to now.
Beatles are going to be public domain someday. I mean, that's
insane.
crazy. But I don't know.
I don't know if that still applies, honestly. I don't know.
Well, they can do what Disney has been doing, which is fighting like hell in court to keep it from that. But
Well, they have the resources to do it too.
right.
But even Disney, they have, that Steamboat Willie, whatever, Mickey Mouse deal. That's in the public domain now. They couldn't fight that. And I think it's harder to fight for music as well.
When they made those laws, though, did they really know what we were going to have basically on-demand legacy media forever? They probably need to relook at those laws.
No, that has nothing to do with it. The whole reason for the public domain is that eventually it's about creativity and being able to use that for your own work.
Because, I mean, at some point, think every idea will have been thought of, I feel like. I mean, maybe not. But as far as music, every song is going to kind of sound like another song. And at that point, then you're just completely putting out the fire of creativity.
And when the person who made it is like, been dead for 50, 60, 70 years,
right.
That's part of it too. It's like,
I wonder if that's got something to do with why they're selling the rights to their songs. If they know that they're going to go into public domain at some point.
That could very well be.
Good question.
That would make sense, right? Because I know everybody's like, I want to leave something for my kiddos. And if you're not going to own it anyway, the best thing to do is to sell it now and leave it.
But then flip it, though. The flip side is that why would anybody pay hundreds of millions of dollars if it's going to hit public domain?
Right.
Because
good point.
I don't know how this works.
You still have another
lot
few
of
decades
questions
to profit
They
from
could
it.
squeeze some cash out of it before that happens.
Yeah, because the bottom line now is way more important than the bottom line in 20 years. Let
True.
somebody else
Right,
worry
give me
about
the
that,
money
right?
now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well said.
That's why you take the lump sum in the lottery and not the annuity, right?
Yeah.
Take the lump sum
Correct.
every time.
And I wish you would have told me that before I won the lottery. Gosh dang it.
I did. You just weren't listening.
What?
The old Power Trip shows are public domain.
Oh, okay.
And you can do whatever you want with them. We don't care.
Good thing they're archived and
Yeah, in such fashion.
it's great fashion where.
Yeah, we're starting a new show called Sternthology.
Great.
Just basically Power Trip reruns.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. It's a podcast.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll do well.
I
It's
bet
a
it
flesh
will.
wound.
Yeah. Yeah. I love some of the old Stern. I talked to hockey once, and this will shock you, because it's like it's a joke. It's like my Vietnam, where like I like to listen where they make fun of Baba Booey, and I told Hockey that once, and he's like, "Why? That's you. Like that doesn't give you like weird." I love it when they make fun of the way Baba Booey talks.
It's like when you're sad and you want to hear a song that's about being sad.
Yeah. Balf. I like when they make fun of him for the way he talks.
Just think many years down the road when people hit a golf shot at a pro event, they're going to be yelling, "Meat sauce!"
The Baba Booey is the best.
Well, how about the Minnesota Twin that meat sauced it? Sauce,
how about that?
What a ridiculous story.
Every time Sauce sends me a text that's related to sports, it's almost always just to trigger me to get me going about a couple of other people in the market.
I quit sending you that.
Right, you quit sending me because I did quit listening to it. I just got bored. For now, I'll go back to it and hate it later. But you sent me an actual. I was on the brink of sleeping, so I didn't see it to this morning. But you sent me an actual sports text last night, going, "You gotta read this." Who makes fun of the way you talk? Nobody. You gotta read this. And then I read it this morning. I'm like, dear God, what are we doing?
Yeah, how about that?
So a Minnesota Twins 6th round pick from this year was playing in Single A Fort Myers. He was playing for the Mighty Mussels. Great name.
Yeah.
Mussels like the sea creature, not seafood, things on your biceps. The Twins cut minor league catcher Derek Bender, great name, for tipping pitches to opposing batters in a game that would have eliminated his team from playoff contention. He was telling the hitters what pitches were coming, and he reportedly told teammates the reason why he did it. And my instinct would have been, he's got to have money on the game, right?
Vacation.
Exactly.
Yeah. Am I right?
He wanted the season to be over, so he was telling the other team what pitches were coming, and then the Twins minor league squad got rocked, and they got eliminated.
Yeah, and I think it says in the story 3 weeks prior they were up like 6 games.
Yep.
And they just fell apart, and this was the nail in the coffin.
So he played 19 games for Fort Myers. He hit 200 with 2 home runs and 8 RBI. In July, they signed him for $297,000. And according to sources, he's going to get to keep that because that was a signing bonus. So he played 19 games for him. Didn't want to play anymore. Wanted the season to end. So told the other team what pitches were coming. His pitchers got rocked. They lost. And they found out because the other team was telling people, like, that catcher's telling us what pitch is coming.
Yeah.
So then they had to investigate to whether or not the other team was in on it, and everybody they talked to just said, no, the catcher was just telling us the pitches.
Yeah.
He just got
sauced it.
He tired of baseball.
He wanted to go home. He just quit. He meat sauced it.
Tired. Yeah.
I can see that with soccer.
Well, yeah.
Not that there's a way to tip off what you're doing, but just where you're like, I've had enough.
Here's
That's
so
why
much
people
running.
play soccer, so they don't have to watch it.
Yeah.
And so,
Great line.
God, I couldn't believe it. But then when you name off his stats, he's
Just having a bad year, right? Wants the year to be over.
And he's not going to end up in the pros.
Well, but this is a 6th round pick, right? This is a kid that's been playing baseball probably his entire life.
Yeah.
He gets drafted in July. This is his big start. You shouldn't be bored with playing.
No, you shouldn't.
Quote, professional baseball 19 games in.
No.
But he was so bored with it already, he just wanted his vacation to start.
But think, too, in minor league baseball is something. You've spent your whole life, your dream is to be in the major leagues. You're sort of close, but super far away. You're living with a family. Like families down there will host players.
Yeah.
They're getting basically per diem and a tiny bit more.
And now $300,000 when you start your career.
But
good start for a kid.
But there's a lot of people that don't have that type of signing bonus. So it makes it even more inexcusable that he would do something like this. But it's so much work, and then a lot, 95, I would say, % of them never make it, and they've spent well into their 20s. Yeah. And then what do? You're behind the curve when it comes to education, finding a different career, all that stuff. So he must have figured it out and said, this isn't going to work, or I hate this. I'm out.
See, you just nailed it, though. If this was a 7-year minor league guy that just has been grinding and he knows the dream is now like a 0.1% because he just can't get out of like single A or double A or whatever. He's just stuck. And they blew the 6-game lead a couple of weeks ago. And it's like, this team sucks. Can we just wrap this up? I want my offseason to start. I still think it's egregious, but I would at least go, this guy's just so burnt out on chasing the dream. This kid's 19 games in.
Yeah.
He just got drafted.
Tired.
He's like, I'm meat saucing it.
Yeah.
I want to go home.
I just want to go home.
I actually would have more respect for him if he had money on the game.
Yeah.
And he just wanted to gamble and win.
Then it's a federal crime.
Right,
though.
but this is just quitting.
It is.
Yeah, this is just saying, see ya.
Yep.
Taking
Meat
that
sauce.
297 and walking, and no team will ever sign him again after this.
Really hard to.
I mean, if he was a stud, if he was hitting 270, 300, something like that, then maybe.
Right. Now, there are 396 rounds in every baseball draft. But a sixth rounder is not a 17th rounder. You're a sixth round pick.
Yeah.
Start off in single A, buddy. Derek Bender. See you later.
That's the problem, too, is his name. Like, they're not, Derek Bender walks in, you're like, aren't you the guy that.
Yeah. It's not an Anderson or Johnson.
Or Big Mouth, I should say.
Right.
Bender like Bender.
Cool name.
Bender's the guy from Breakfast Club, right?
And
Futurama.
Futurama.
Oh, that's right, too. Yeah.
Did it say how he was tipping the pitches?
I think he flat out told the batters.
just tell them.
I think he would just say what it was.
Fastball,
So what's the umpire doing?
Which, again, my guess is the umpire quickly confirmed everybody's story that, he was just telling the hitters what was coming.
Correct, yeah.
Because I don't know how else you tip the batter without just saying inside.
Yeah, outside. This one's going to
Curveball.
be right down the plate.
Yep. I don't know.
The batter, you got to be like, he can't be telling me.
Exactly.
Right, correct, yeah.
Right. Maybe the first time or two you don't swing because you're not falling for it. But then when he says inside curve and then it comes inside curve or whatever, you got to go, well, for God's sakes, he just told me the exact pitch.
I wonder if he's back there going, and swing.
Anybody see the, I almost said Vanilla Lights last night, the Northern Lights last night?
No.
Did not?
They
Did
were
you?
visible. They were visible, apparently.
You could see him? Oh, you didn't see him, though.
I didn't see him. No. I'm reading about it right now. I wonder if they'll be available.
Watching football.
Zachary, did you see those when you were in northern Norway?
No, I still have not seen the Northern Lights.
You have not seen the Northern Lights. Okay. Interesting. It's got to be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. When Tua got hit yesterday, did you see his right hand bend backwards?
Yeah. He had another concussion like that a year or
He's
two
had
ago.
4 now.
Yeah, 4.
But where his hand does that?
And when his hand literally, he was on the field, and you could tell as soon as the hit, I was like, oh, that was bad.
Correct.
And then he turned over on his back, and his hand went like this. It literally went like that, and it was doing this. I'm like, oh, that's bad, man.
And he ran into DeMar Hamlin. Like it
was
wasn't
DeMar Hamlin too. How about that?
Yeah. In the chest. He ran into his chest.
I know.
As somebody said, like the two most fragile things in the NFL, DeMar Hamlin's chest and Tua's head collided. And
how many of those can you do you want to put yourself through, man?
And they just signed him to a gigantic deal.
I know.
And the backup's horrible.
I'm going to tell you, man, after watching that Brett Favre documentary, is it worth it? And I know it. You know, when you're 26 and you're a billionaire and you're super famous, it might seem worth it. But when you're 46 and you can't remember your name, and I'm not kidding, man.
True.
Watch that Brett Favre documentary.
Yeah.
Well, Mark Parrish talks about it.
Yeah.
It's the, I've
And then
only
he forgets
thankfully
about
had
it,
the
and then
one.
he talks about
then
it
he talks about it again. It's like 51st date.
One of the Initials game finalists just walked into the room. Mike Grimm's here. We'll talk to him in a second. One of the semifinalists is sitting here, Zach Halverson. That's at 8:15. But Grimmer and AJ take on the winner of today's game a week from today on the 20th. We'll talk more about that later. But Front Page Sports with Mike Grimm after this on the Fan.
Hey, welcome back to Power Trip Morning Show. Here we are. Kriesel's here. Charch Challenge coming up not long from now.
Good start for Zach.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah.
Did you see that stat Power Trip Bets posted yesterday about Zachary?
Oh, my.
He only sends me nudes.
Let me read this. Let me read this stat quick from Power Trip Bets. This is going to depress Zach. I don't want to depress Zach. He's got his semifinal today.
He had his game face on too, man.
That's not. He's got an odd day today.
Where is this? Right. All right, here it is. 11 hours ago, Power Trip Bets tweeted, Charch Challenge Nugget. The number of weeks that Zach Halverson has participated in the Charch Challenge is 31, right? He's been in this game for 30. He hasn't played it for the last decade like the rest of us. He's been in it 31 weeks. The number of times that Zach has finished the week with a total score for the year that was either last place or trailed the Ghost, all 31.
Jeez.
So he has never been safe for 1 week in the history of him playing the Charch Challenge. He has never
How is that
been
not even
ahead.
to luck into one?
Because all you have to do is fall behind like he did this year. You fall behind in week 1, and then you
can't
just
catch up.
never catch the Ghost.
Yeah.
So
Who's
he
the
is.
Ghost?
It's Hawk this year because he won it last year.
And I was the Zach of the first
decade,
13 years. Yeah,
Huck, I think lost 8 of them.
I lost 8 of 13.
I apologize because I do a lot of my work.
Haven't said it yet.
You don't know what the punishment is?
No, we do.
Oh, you haven't announced.
But there are 2 factors that are outside of our control that we have to get confirmation that they're fine with us doing it. We believe both of them will. We just haven't got the thumbs up from both.
Will we like it?
Well, like we said yesterday when we were asked about it, I would say it's far from the worst, quote, punishment, but it does have the opportunity to be funny as hell.
Yeah.
So
it'll be funny.
Depending on the mood of the person the day that it happens, it actually might be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah.
Fun-ish. We'll see.
Yeah. Excellent.
It should be fun.
It'll be great.
Yeah. And like always, like these last handful of punishments really need more than one person to lose. It would be funnier if 2 or 3 people lose to the Ghost. And right now, Chris, you're beating everybody but me and Sauce, right? Because I'm tied with you.
Right? Yep. Mm-hmm.
So right now, Kriesel, Parrish, and Zach, if the season ended today, would all be losers.
Be amazing.
Yep. Yeah. Anyway. All right, let's do front page sports, and we got to talk to Mike Grimm about some stuff. We got to talk to Grimm
because I got a line for him.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Time now for front page sports, presented by Holiday Station Stores.
Holiday Station Stores, love Holiday Station Stores.
The best.
You can get Red Bull at Holiday. Buy 2, get 1 free. Those 12-ouncers, you can mix and match any flavors you want. Buy 2, get 1 free, limited time. Red Bull at Holiday. Get in there today. I was looking right at you, Grimmer, when I said that, but I mean you as well, but everybody that's listening more importantly. But you can do what you want.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
Grimmer, tomorrow the Minnesota Golden Gophers take on the Nevada, is that the Wolfpack?
Yes, I found out yesterday it's 2 words. They spell it
Wolfpack.
Pack.
Okay. The Wolf.
How about that?
Pack takes on the Golden Gophers at 2:30 right here on the Fan. DraftKings has the Gophers as a 17.5-point favorite, and the over-under is 44. Flash and Tommy were trying to tell us this is a trap game, and they were trying to convince us that a 1-2 Nevada squad is much improved from last year. So
they are,
but they're setting us up for
last year.
But they're setting us up for. Don't be surprised if they play with us pretty well. Oh, come on, just blow this Wolfpack team out.
Yep, go blow them out. Do what you did last week. I mean, it isn't going to be as easy as last week, but you got to look. If you want to go to bowl games and do what you want to do, this is a game you got to win. You lose this game, and the thing can go sideways pretty fast. So I think I feel good about it. They're okay. I mean, they are definitely improved.
Are they a passing team, running team, or both?
Both. It's a weird deal because they run some triple option. Their quarterback is a guy named Brendan Lewis, who the Gophers faced. 3 years ago, he was a quarterback at Colorado. Terrible. Terrible. It was the back-to-back year because Colorado was awful. The back-to-back years Minnesota played Colorado.
They still are.
Yeah, they're still not very good. They get a lot of hype, but they haven't been very good. Those were, in my time here, probably the 2 most dominating wins the Gophers have had against what I would call Power 5 teams. Like the game here, the Gophers wouldn't even have to throw the football. They were just so physically dominant. So this Brendan Lewis played on that team. He was no good. He looks better. They run some triple option, but I think it's actually good for Minnesota because, in option football, you got to play discipline. You got to be dialed in, be in the right spot as opposed to trying to pay attention where the ball is. Just pay attention to your responsibility. Stay in your lane, exactly. And I think this is a good time of the schedule to have one of those games that, listen, this is a great training game. Be in your spot. Trust your eyes and go. And if they don't, maybe they do lose. But if they do that, they should win this game.
For the last handful of years, we've had you sneak in lines into the broadcast.
Yes.
Originally, it was like 80s hair stuff, right?
Yes.
We got some Rise lyrics in there, probably some Crew or Wasp or Warrant, who knows. Last year or so, we've been doing movie quotes.
Yes.
And you've been doing a great job. And Chris says he has one this week.
Outstanding.
We try to keep it themed based on who the opponent is. That's why last week was me, myself, and Irene, because it was Rhode Island.
I got to watch that movie, too.
Oh, man.
It's so good.
You're going to love it.
It's one of
Kriesel,
the best.
Have you seen that or
Yes,
not? Okay,
it's
just
been a
checking.
while, but that's a damn.
It's amazing how many people in the last week have said how great they think that movie is.
It is that funny.
It's so good.
You're going to love it.
I've heard of it, but I didn't know it was this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my
hype.
God.
So
Yep.
It's
good.
laugh out loud.
Yep. It's
Nice.
fantastic.
Nice. Very
The Gophers host Nevada, though. So, Chris, what Nevada angle have you found?
All right, it wasn't easy because I tried to find something that has to do. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of things going on with Nevada, but I thought I'm going to look and see who the most famous people who ever went to the University of Nevada.
Oh, yeah.
The only famous person I could
They have
find
one?
was Kane Hodder. And you say, who's Kane Hodder?
Who's Kane
I
Hodder?
do say that,
Yeah, yeah.
yes.
He played Jason Voorhees.
Oh, yes.
Perfect for today.
Right. That's what I was
Friday
thinking.
the 13th today.
And
It is Friday the 13th. Oh, that's the Jason. That's
the Jason.
Jason.
Yes, exactly. But he played him in 4 films, including Jason Goes to Hell. The line that I have selected for you that I'd like to see if you can find a way to get in
It's from that movie?
is from that movie.
Which can I just, before you say it, here's what's going to be great about the line that he's about to say.
You know the line?
No, that's exactly my point. You could say a pretty mainstream line, and Daryl Thompson still has no idea what you just said. This line already is going to be funny because we're not going to know this line. So there's zero chance that Daryl
17
Thompson...
people have watched Go to Hell or whatever the name of the movie
so
is. Yes.
I don't have any idea what he's about to say.
Tell me if you think you could do this. I'll have a Voorhees burger with a side of Jason fingers.
Brilliant.
Oh.
That's good.
It's an actual line from the movie.
Now, you do have a little bit of an out that today is September 13th. It's Friday the 13th.
It's Friday the 13th.
You could make, if something weird happens tomorrow, you could say, well, it was Friday the 13th tomorrow, so I can...
That's a good
I'm not telling you
suggestion.
exactly how to do
That's
it,
a
but
good
you
suggestion.
can use the 13th as an out.
Yeah, there are ways. There's always ways to get creative.
Yeah.
Say the line one more time.
Okay. I'll have a Voorhees burger and a side of Jason fingers.
Brilliant.
That's nice. Yeah, I could.
Is it
I'll
doable?
try. Yeah, we'll do it.
Oh, man, that is...
What was the?
That's great, Hogs.
What was our hamburger or cheeseburger line last
Oh,
year?
it's one of the greatest ones. Is that the bit about
Your
you guys want to
Tannenbaums.
go get a hamburger and then
Oh, yeah.
go to
Yeah,
the cemetery? Yeah, that's maybe that might be
Number
the
one.
best one you've ever done because you said it so
It's perfect.
bluntly, and Daryl was
what
so
was
confused.
After we got,
Was it the...
it was the Illinois game. Gophers are 99.8% chance to win.
Oh,
If they go
yeah.
3 plays, 86 yards, we're all just stunned and we're doing the postgame show. I'm like, Daryl, you want to get a burger and go to the cemetery?
I got it somewhere.
I can't think of a better
It was
one
so
that you've
good.
done than that.
Yeah, that's the best one.
That was a terrible finish to a game, but
Oh, man.
the line salvage part of the day, I guess.
Yeah. This is a bizarre one. But,
Yeah, this is a bizarre
There've been
one.
some
but,
great ones
But
in
it's
there.
great.
I think the best one is no, we shouldn't. We're step siblings.
That's,
I mean, that'd be great.
But the problem is that
Best
movie's
genre
from
ever.
every state.
Yeah,
True.
correct.
Yeah.
Now the quarterback sneak, and the ball popped out, and it was picked up, and into the end zone was the tight end. That was a bizarre play. Stopped forward progress. So forward progress is stopped on the quarterback sneak by Drake May.
Probably see a quarterback sneak again here.
Yeah, that time, though, not at the table, Carlos.
What was that from?
We'll see on third.
by the way, I love it because there's so much dead air right there.
Yeah, so good.
I love it.
Probably see a quarterback sneak again here.
Yeah, that time, though, not at the table, Carlos. We'll see on third and goal at running time.
You had to talk.
Can somebody from Learfield or the Gophers, can you tip them and just say like, hey, the Voorhees line's coming up here in the next 2 or 3 minutes. Can somebody film Daryl's face?
Yeah.
So we can put that on social.
So we
do
can
like a
say,
side by side.
Oh, yeah,
You got that one, Hockey?
By the way, back to the went up high for it.
Yes.
Right, and we used to make fun of you saying it. It sounds like you're saying win up high for it.
Win up high for it!
And you've said multiple times people have delivered pies to the booth, correct?
Yeah,
is
a
that
few
still
times.
a thing? Has that happened
People-
recently?
Well, when I won the semifinals, I had a couple people tweeting "win a pie for it" at me. Yeah. That I've said two things over the years. I'm the only play-by-play guy in the country who's most known for something he never said on the air.
Right, because you didn't say win a pie. You said
Everybody
went
thinks I
up
said
high.
it. Yeah.
It's a great point.
Yeah. And then the other one I always say is I'm also the only guy whose favorite play all time that I called was a hold of an extra point because Casey O'Brien was holding the extra point in that game. You think about what, that he's even now fighting through it.
Yeah.
But of all the plays, is there any play-by-play guy that's ever had his favorite play of all time that he's called be a hold on an extra point in like a 40-7 game? But
Still justifiable, though.
Two weird things. One quick thing about DT, if you permit me a couple of seconds. He had his gala last night for Boulder Options. Which was awesome. Guardsy was there.
Oh, man, Boulder Options is the best.
I think they raised over $200,000. And they do such great work. So tip of the cap, even though we tease him a little bit, tip of the cap to DT.
DT's the best.
Him and his family do so much good for so many people.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Well said.
DT Wales.
All right,
Great
Grimmer,
dude.
good luck with the
Sounds good.
Voorhees
Say that
burger
line
and the
one more
Jason
time.
fingers.
And the line is, ladies and gentlemen,
He's got to relook it
It's
up.
so good.
I'll have a Voorhees burger and a side of Jason fingers.
So good.
And I cannot wait to hear how you do that.
Well, because nobody saw that movie,
No,
we should actually
nobody-
get that
Did
clip.
you,
I want to
John?
hear the actual clip of him saying
I've seen
that.
Okay, I
it,
can
but
do
I
that.
don't remember that line specifically.
I'll grab
You
that.
love Jason.
What a
Jason
ridiculous
Lives is the
line.
best one for sure.
I like Jason versus Freddy. I thought that was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
You know that guy who died?
Oh, my God.
Jason Takes Manhattan.
What's the line from the movie you used to play?
The one that Chris was
What
just
happened?
starting.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
What happened?
It's,
We used to play that all
And it's John
the
Ritter's
time.
It's the worst acting of all
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Freddie, let me find
John
this quickly.
Ritter's kid says that line.
So I'm a man of the 80s and 90s, so a lot of movie lines I know from that. Still quote them to this day. Don't know much about the current movies, right? Because I don't know when the last time I've been to the theater. Maybe just watched Top Gun Maverick or something.
So good.
That bangs.
But
So
that,
good.
so that would have been in my wheelhouse of movies. I don't think I've seen any of them.
So Freddy versus
I was
Jason
too much
was
of a wuss to
early
watch
on in
the
the
scary stuff.
like probably 03 or 04. It was early on in the Power Trips history, and we used to play the crap out of this because we couldn't believe how bad the line was and couldn't believe how bad the acting was.
Yeah.
This is a scene from Freddy versus Jason.
That kid that was killed at your house, what happened?
I don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody saw what happened, and the police have been acting really weird, like they know something. And I heard them mention some name, Freddy Krueger.
I mean, just,
Oh my God!
I mean, that's
Play the beginning of it again.
That's like middle school
This is
acting.
John Ritter's kid.
That kid that was killed at your house, what happened?
I don't know.
you've heard
Nobody
what
knows.
happened
Nobody
a million
saw what
times
on the
happened,
show
and the
because of
police have
that.
been acting really weird, like they know something. And I heard them mention some name, Freddy Krueger.
I mean,
it's kind of it would be on the same level of acting that many of the movies hockey watches. You know,
I would say some of them act better.
It's
Yeah,
Jason
sure.
Ritter.
Those people are
Jason
actually
Ritter.
stuck in the
Yeah, they're actually
in the
stuck.
washing
What's
machine.
stuck what now?
I'll explain it off
Yes,
there.
thank you.
We'll talk to Mr. Z. Speaking of movies, we'll talk to Mr. Z in a second. Thanks, Mike Grimm.
You got
Appreciate
it.
it, man. We'll
Yep.
see you next
Sounds
week
good.
for
Yeah,
the
next
finals.
week.
Power Trip Morning Show returns after this on the Fan. All right.
Zacho found it, thank God, because I could not find it anywhere.
Oh, the actual clip?
Yeah.
Looking next, John.
Yeah, I found. Thank you, dude. Thank you.
Voorhees burger with a side
my
of
God.
Jason fingers.
That's what I love about that series is it's goofy. It will be kind of scary, some of the scenes. the
Gratuitous
goriness.
nudity.
But it's very self-aware.
Oh, like this song.
Yeah, they're not trying to win awards.
Right. The opening 5 minutes of Jason Lives is my favorite horror film portion of all time. Where
Is that the
you're-
cemetery bit?
Yes. Stabbing him, and all of a sudden lightning strikes the metal rod he was stabbed, and that brings him back to life. He punches through and rips his buddy's heart out.
Dude,
But it's freaking awesome.
imagine getting a chance to write that I mean, how much fun would that be?
Well, there's no rules, right? I mean, you can just make up a new rule. Well, how are we going to bring him back to it's a lightning strike? Who cares? Right, Parrish gets it.
It's like they just had a room full of devil's lettuce and just got after it. Long rips till Tuesday and said, "Here's my idea." And
before you play this clip, let's bring in Mr. Z because Mr. Z likes movies.
Yes.
Mr. Z, in general, your opinion on the Jason Voorhees Friday the 13th franchise.
Well, I mean, a really important franchise that kind of helped form movies. The last one I remember seeing, I think, was on a spaceship or something. Wasn't he in space? That was the last time I remember seeing one.
Yeah. He probably, I'm guessing. I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, who knows?
I think that's Jason 10.
We need to bring him back.
Jason
no,
X,
I'm serious.
Yeah,
I think it was
Jason X. Yeah, that's what they called it.
Love that one.
Okay, but this clip is from Jason Goes to Hell, right?
That's right, yeah.
All right, let's hear this bit that we're going to try to get Mike Grimm to sneak into the broadcast tomorrow.
I'll take a Voorhees burger and a side of Jason fingers.
Where are they?
There's a diner that celebrates Jason Voorhees.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Jason Fingers. Maybe Raising Cane's should do that for Friday the 13th. Like today. That's a reference everybody will understand, right? When they go to Cane's. All right. Speaking of horror movies, I don't know if this is a true horror movie. It looks more like a thriller, but Speak No Evil comes out today. 89% on Rotten Tomatoes. A lot of good reviews for James McAvoy, who's the lead. Tell us what you know about Speak No Evil.
I like Speak No Evil a lot. Well, I'll tell you a little quick story. When watching this movie, especially if you've already seen the trailer, kind of know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Especially if you've watched a lot of movies, you can see things coming. You just know how the story's going to unfold. With that all being said, it works. About 45 minutes into the movie, I start getting a little anxious stomach. And not a horror movie where I laugh at like a Saw movie where it's just fun horror. This is the one that gets into your skin, gets you anxious and nervous, and you start rocking in your seat a little bit. And it actually works to that level. So that's why people are liking it, because by the end of the movie, you're almost tired from the movie.
You know what's weird about it? I felt like it was another of those M. Night Shyamalan movies that he was in.
Where he plays that guy with the split personality thing again.
Yeah.
Split, I think is what it was called. Yeah.
Was very good. I kind of knew this was a remake of a movie from just a few years ago, so I was familiar with the whole story going in, and so I kind of, I guess I get what you're saying. It didn't ever border on the supernatural though.
Okay, yeah, right.
Okay, so this is all in reality.
There's no, as far as I'm not trying to go back in my brain, but no, this isn't any magic. That's what makes it uncomfortable rather than goofy fun, because it feels very real.
Yeah, I love that, man. I tell you, like, I don't know what it is about scary films. Like Jason films don't scare me, but like devil films scare me. You know what I mean? Like ghost films, like The Exorcist and stuff like that. But if I watch a Jason Voorhees movie like we're talking about, I'm like, I might just get a good swift kick in the nuts and get away. You know what I mean?
Correct. Yeah.
I don't know. I like those movies.
Yeah, well, too, and that's why I even go a step further. For me personally, the ghost movies don't scare me because I don't believe in ghosts, and so it makes it a lot more fun. The ones in which a neighbor moves in and start to terrorize your life, slowly but surely, that kind of stuff, those are the things that get me, because that's the things we worry about. Yeah. And then they kind of say, oh, this is what you're worried about, and they show it to you, and you're like, oh, yeah. And in your brain, like being on a roller coaster, even though you're relatively safe on a roller coaster, your brain still gets scared, and a good movie will do the same thing. You know it's a movie, but part of your brain is like, hey, let's start getting, maybe it's flight or fight time. Well, and that's what you want. That's why you pay the ticket,
I'm right.
Is this supposed to beat Beetlejuice, or will Beetlejuice in week 2 still hold the box office crown?
Juice was sold. So this is a movie. It's R-rated. I'm sure it's R-rated. It's not for kids. It's not for everybody. It's for people who want to go to a haunted house versus people who, are, so if it did $25 million, that would be a thumbs up. Good job. And then Beetlejuice will do another 40, 50 probably, which is a ton for week 2 in September.
Yeah, I think I'm going to see it this weekend. I think the kids finally want to see it.
I can't remember. Did you like it, Mr. Z? I can't remember.
Yeah, I did. When I was on it, the only thing I did precautionary was I just wanted to remind the young people that it wasn't, the original Beetlejuice wasn't like 100% a slam dunk Rotten Tomatoes movie. And this one, it wouldn't necessarily be either, but I really liked it. I really liked it. It was exactly what I wanted it to be.
When he's singing, I mean,
so
nobody
good.
else could do that as well as Michael Keaton does when he's mouthing the words to those songs. It's just brilliant. I think Michael Keaton is the reason it works.
Yeah, and giving Tim Burton a tiny credit for picking MacArthur Park of all things. That I'm like, this song, and that's, and it made me laugh. The whole time it made me laugh because this is the song he picked. Yeah. So I thought that was funny.
And he got to do it twice, which I loved even more. So yeah.
All right. Anything besides Speak No Evil that comes out this weekend that's worth noting or not?
Well, Killer's Game comes up from Lionsgate. That's a little small Dave Bautista film. Next week, Transformers 1, which means a lot to people who love the Transformers.
What?
Yeah, it's the animated one.
Okay.
Kind of an origin story, and like I said, and it's very well done. But we can talk about that. But yeah, it's very well done. The Transformers animated film is
good.
Oh, right on.
All right.
Turner's excited.
Thanks, Mr. Z. Appreciate it, man.
Bye.
You just hung up.
Mr. Z. Parrish, have you seen the second Beetlejuice yet or not?
I have not yet. I am very much looking forward to it.
You'll like it, man.
Yeah, you'll like it.
Well, and I got to be honest, Mr. Z threw me off a little bit when he's called the Saw movies fun scary.
Oh, my God. I know.
I watched
I hate that garbage.
Saw 10 or Saw X, whatever it was, with Doobie last year at the NHL Network. It was a lot of things. It wasn't fun.
I can't watch the
That was not
stuff.
the first word that would come to my mind about a Saw movie.
That's the one when the opening scene they ripped the tongue out of the guy's mouth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to stop watching
That's a
it
hell of a
after
start.
that. I couldn't do it.
No.
It's the opening scene.
It doesn't get better.
I bet.
No.
By Doobie, do you mean Dubnik?
Yep.
Or, got it.
Sorry. Yeah, Devin.
No, I'm.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know where you were going.
Yeah.
It's legal then.
Yeah.
Why not, right?
And who cares?
That's right. How the hell are you today, Mark?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you guys doing today?
Real good.
Great.
Fridays are much more relaxing when I'm not playing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's your fault. I mean, you didn't make it this far.
You're correct.
Do we go straight to the finals next Friday?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
Yes, sir.
It's almost over.
By the way, it's just since I'm on Rotten Tomatoes, this is a segue that goes no direction necessarily, but I already started my sentence. There's no way to turn back.
Yeah, it's too late.
The Primetime Emmys are this weekend, correct? And I heard that one of the shows that's up for Best Drama is a show I've only heard the title of. I haven't heard one person that I know that's ever watched it. But man, Slow Horses with Gary Oldman is on season 4 now, and it's 100%. And almost every season of it is close to 100%.
I've never heard of
this. Is this the best show that no one has seen? What the hell is Slow Horses?
He's a spy. I've had multiple people tell me that it's fantastic and it's hilarious. And apparently the character the dude plays, you just said
Gary
his name,
Oldman.
Gary Oldman, is hilarious.
Jackson Lamb is the character name.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, I might have to check this out
Me
because
too.
this is if it's up for Best Drama and 100% on Rotten Tomatoes,
it's worth a view.
I might give it a shot. Apparently, it's Apple TV's Slow
That's
Horses.
right.
It says a dysfunctional team of MI5 agents and their obnoxious boss, the notorious Jackson Lamb, navigate the espionage world, smoke and the okay, whatever. So that's the gist of it. All right, whatever.
Hey, Saucy, you were saying you like the Vince Vaughn show?
The Bad Monkey Show, also on Apple TV, is incredible. We love it. It's so good. It's quirky. It's weird. It's super funny.
It's 93% on
it's
Rotten Tomatoes.
narrated, which makes it kind of cool.
Who narrates it?
I can't tell you yet. It's part of it.
Yeah.
It's sweet, dude. You'll love it. You'll really, Corey, you would love it. It's very good.
I do love Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, and it's like they're solving a crime bit. It's cool, man. And he's brilliant. He's Vince Vaughn.
He's Vince
It's
Vaughn,
great.
right? Yeah. There's some movies coming I'm excited about, like the Saturday Night Live movie, which is, by the way, done by Jason Reitman. I didn't know that was his film, but based on the creation of Saturday Night Live, that comes out on September 27th. I don't know when The Penguin comes out. Do you guys have
next
any
week.
idea?
Yeah,
is that next week?
Yeah.
Yep,
I
and
think it is,
I saw one
Did you just say
early.
that? I missed it.
No, I saw it's 93% on Rotten Tomatoes,
wow.
but the one review I read is. The only reason I'm a little nervous, I know it's HBO. The only reason I'm a little nervous is the review I read made it sound a lot like the movie The Joker, where Joaquin Phoenix was awesome, but the movie wasn't great.
Yeah.
That's the kind of the review I read is that Colin Farrell is spectacular,
Yeah.
But the rest of the show is just, it's
Holy
Penguin.
crap. Listen to this, man. A masterful examination of criminality, twisted, disturbing, and deeply enthralling from Variety. Wow. Awesome, man.
Well, I liked The Batman way less than you guys did.
Yeah.
And because I thought the Riddler was just okay.
I was completely shocked by it.
I thought Batman. I thought Robert Pattinson was a fine Batman, but I really obviously got tired of them going, "What is he doing here? He's solving crimes, you dip bleeps."
Batman,
right? And then I also thought they just wasted the Penguin, and I didn't love that they had to have Colin Farrell and all that makeup, but he was barely in the movie, and he was kind of a non-factor. I'm like, what's the point of this? So obviously they're doing this jump-off standalone series on HBO, and hopefully building his character up to find a way back into future Batman movies. And the big Joker tease with Zach. What's your guy's name again? Barry something. Barry Keoghan.
Keoghan. That's it. Yeah.
That looks like that's going to be fantastic. So we'll see. But I'm going to watch this because my guess is I'm going to like this more than I liked the movie. I was disappointed in the movie.
There, for those of you with kiddos, there's a movie with Pedro Pascal. It's a cartoon. It's a kid's film called The Wild Robot, coming out on the 27th of September. That continues. I've been watching. It continues to get 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I've seen the trailer for about 1,000 times because every kid's movie I've gone to in the last 3 months has run it.
Yeah.
So my 10-year-old definitely wants to see that. That looks pretty good.
They say you could watch it with the sound off and still like it. It's that beautiful.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like a heave cry.
It does look like a heave cry.
Yeah.
All right. Charch Challenge, and we come back.
Let's go.
Parrish wasn't even here last week, and he still kicked Zach's ass.
I was a little nervous about showing up.
Charch Challenge after this, fan.
The Fan.
Yes. Welcome back, everybody. Cartoon Morning Show. Here we are. Charch is there. Hi, Charchy Charch.
Good morning. Good morning. Hey, everybody. I'm excited to learn what the penalty is.
Well, still can't say it.
We still can't say it. We can't say it. We're almost... I'd say it's a done deal.
It is a done deal, but just in case, Charch, there are two different outside entities that are a part of it. And as far as I know, both are excited about it. One of them is thrilled about it.
Right.
Just got to make sure 1,000% that they're both in. But everybody that's playing knows the punishment. We all know what it is. So this is the punishment. It's just we just need confirmation from the other two sources.
It's all right. So you got Taylor Swift, but not Travis Kelce yet.
Kind of.
Yeah, I would say that's a
Man, do you know the punishment?
And again, Charge, without revealing it, this is not the worst, quote, punishment we've ever done, because it could be fun. We just think this is going to be a funny one.
And everybody can participate.
I kind of want to lose.
Yeah, it would not be the worst thing in the world to lose this one, but it's because embarrassment's not even the right word if you're in a good mood, right? It might even be fun to do. So we'll see. But we'll hopefully we'll be able to announce it next Friday if we can get the thumbs up from the other two groups.
All right.
Let's go.
No problem. Play on.
Charge, did you hear? I don't know if you were listening 20 minutes ago, but Power Trip Bets tweeted yesterday.
He passed away.
Zach joined the Charge Challenge late, right? He hasn't been doing it for the last 13 years. He hasn't been on the show the last 13 years. What is it, Zach? 7-ish or so you've been here?
Yeah.
Feels like you just got here. But anyway, he's been doing the Charge Challenge for what? This is year 3? This is year 3?
Yeah.
Third season, correct, yes.
He has participated in the Charge Challenge 31 weeks. He has never finished the week ahead of the ghost. All 31 weeks he has been trailing.
Which if someone doesn't pay attention to fantasy football, you would accidentally finish ahead of the ghost at least a few times. The luck is incredible, Zach.
This year is the same thing. He took Caleb Williams with the first pick last week, and he had a terrible week. And Chris had a monster week with Anthony Richardson, I think?
Yeah.
So you had 26 points, and Zach had 6. So after 1 week, you're already 20 points down.
I can't wait.
Parrish slept in and beat you by almost 10.
Yeah, right.
I can't wait to hear who you've got a feeling about this week, Zach.
Yeah, people are listening because they're going to bench them on their team.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go through the options this week, and man, I hope that wheel lands on Zach as the first pick again, just for comedic purposes. Charge, what are the options?
The theme this week is ball hogs.
Whoa.
Receivers with at least 6 receptions in the opening week.
Ooh.
Okay.
We begin with Tampa Bay wide receiver Chris Godwin at Detroit. Godwin returned to the slot and promptly had 8 targets and 8 completions in the opener. He's got a juicy matchup against a Lions defense that had no answer for slot receiver Cooper Kupp last week.
How about Baker Mayfield, by the way?
Yeah, man. Good for him.
Holy cow. He's battled his way back to being a player.
He's having a good career
Awesome.
now, a resurrected career, and Deshaun Watson is garbage.
Good.
Yeah, good.
Yep.
And that new allegation, this might be the end of him.
It might. Should be.
I hope it is.
Yeah, she wants
Shouldn't
to
have
talk.
taken this long.
No, and everybody from Cleveland is culpable, right? You were a part of this.
Mm-hmm.
You helped him get back into the league and gave him $250 million.
The highest paid player in the league.
What a joke!
At one point last week, I'm watching that Cleveland game, and Watson's struggling to get anything going. And I swear he had a moment of realization on the field in which Watson accepted the fact that he does not want to play in the NFL anymore. But he can't leave because he loses absurd guaranteed money.
That's truly the only way to explain his performances because he is awful.
Yeah,
and he's just so disinterested.
No, he
right?
doesn't care.
And you know, for an NFL quarterback, how easy is it to get benched if you want to? You know, I mean, it's extremely easy.
Well, not when they're paying that, and the whole front office is basically would be on the hot seat.
Who's his backup?
John Stewart from Tonight Show.
Jameis Winston.
Oh yeah, Winston. Yeah, if he struggles again, Charch, you might have to go to Winston next week.
Might have to.
North Carolina?
Yeah, get some cigarettes.
Just to get away from him.
So Chris Godwin at Detroit
Plays
is
for
option
Tampa.
1. Yep.
Thank you.
Kansas City wide receiver Rashee Rice hosting Cincinnati. Rice saw 9 targets in the opener, catching 7, topped 100 yards. And he also led the Chiefs in routes run and air yards.
My goodness.
Next, same game. Cincinnati wide receiver Jamar Chase at Kansas City. Even on a pitch count last week, Chase still caught all 6 of his targets. He should get a full workload this week, and he'll need it against the Chiefs, where the game script could turn pass heavy quickly. Next, Houston wide receiver Nico Collins hosts Chicago. Collins had a terrific week 1 at leading the Texans in targets, receptions, and air yards. Chicago shut down the Titans' pass attack last week, but there's very little comparison between C.J. Stroud and Will Levis.
I'm sorry, you broke up a little bit. Do they host Chicago?
Hosting Chicago.
Okay,
Houston wide receiver Nico Collins hosting Chicago. Great. Next, Jets wide receiver Garrett Wilson is at Tennessee. Aaron Rodgers looked decent in his return to action, and he targeted Garrett Wilson copiously. Wilson ran routes on 100% of the team's passing plays, and he dominated with 53% of the team's air yards. And lastly, our old friend Stefon Diggs, now in Houston, hosting Chicago. 2 touchdowns in the opening game for Stefon Diggs. He mostly ran from the slot in week 1. If he does that again here in week 2, that'll put him on Bears cornerback Kyler Gordon, a good, not great, slot cornerback.
All right, Chris Godwin, Rashee Rice, Jamar Chase, Nico Collins, Garrett Wilson, Stefon Diggs. Zach has a really good feeling about one of these guys. But we spin the wheel and find out who picks first. It's randomized. We changed that a couple of years ago. First pick goes to Sauce.
Oh, man.
Take your time.
I'll take Diggsy.
Stefon Diggs.
Really? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, he's my number 6th ranked wide receiver this week.
No, you're good at this, Sauce.
I'm in first place.
Wait, but do you have a good feeling about it?
I do.
Okay.
No, that's all that matters.
All right, spin the wheel, Zachary. Pick number 2 goes to.
Come on now. Give it to me. Come on.
Well, that might be Zachary. It is. All right, Zachary. Zach, who do you have a good feeling about in week 2?
I got a great feeling about Nico Collins. He's going to tear it up this week.
Really? Okay, man. Maybe I'm crazy. Come on, please give it to me. Now. Come
Zach.
Oh, my God.
That is my number 1 ranked wide receiver.
Yes,
Come on, baby. You got this.
He's going to get hurt in the first quarter.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's the kiss of death. All right, so Sauce takes a Texan. Zach takes a Texan. Pick 3 goes to Mark Parrish.
I don't really like cheering for the guy because who's passing to him. I'm going to go with Garrett Wilson.
That's who I wanted to.
He just throws. I mean, he was he was trying to get everything to him last game.
Yep.
Yeah, he's so good. I love Garrett Wilson. He's my number 2 ranked wide receiver out of this group.
Yep. With you, Parrish.
Come on, give it to me now.
Just feel like Rodgers is going to have a much better game.
Me too.
Come on now.
Chris Hockey is 4th.
Come on, Rashee Rice.
The Ghost. Rice.
Yeah, I mean, come on, hosting Cincinnati. Let's
I like
go.
it. My number 4 ranked wide receiver this week, Rashee Rice.
All right. Kreese, it's between you and me for 5 and 6. Do you know who you want already?
Yeah.
I know who I want to. Go ahead. Pick 5 goes to... It's going to be Kreese.
Jamar.
Yeah, that's who I would have
Which
taken
sucks because Burrow's wrist is like my legs.
Wow.
I don't know if it's that bad.
Wow.
He has a wrist at least.
Yeah.
All right.
Did you guys see the video of Burrow like flexing and working his wrist on the sideline in the game? Now, Burrow says, when asked about it after the game, Burrow says he's just a habitual wrist flexor now.
Yeah, same.
He flexes his wrist all the time.
Yeah,
he flexes at home. He flexes in the shower. He flexes at the facility. He flexes on the field. Maybe that's just who he is now. But I don't know that I want that for my fantasy quarterback. Somebody who's got to flex his wrist all the time.
Jeez. Friday Football Feast is where?
Maplewood. I'm going to leave. I already left. I left 10 minutes ago.
I believe it. The Niners are the opponent of the Minnesota Vikings on Sunday, right here on the Fan at noon. Pregame at 10. Fan line follows. Overtime as well, Sauce, or not?
Yeah.
Overtime as well.
Yeah.
So we got your Vikings covered all Sunday long. The Niners did what they needed to do against the Jets. They put up a lot of points. They could have put up a lot more, and that didn't include Christian McCaffrey. But that backup running back, Mason, looks legit as well.
He looks great. It looks, honestly, about as good as you would ask Christian McCaffrey to look in this offense. Vikings' run defense was really good last year, and they completely obliterated Devin Singletary in the opener. So, you limit him a little bit. Maybe Brandon Ayuk doesn't have his legs under him, and there's still a chance here, and maybe better than a chance. I can tell you this much: working, talking nationally all week, everybody discounting the Vikings win. Nobody thinks that win has any validity to it whatsoever, and that it's entirely a result of the Giants. Now the Vikings get to go try to craft a different narrative.
Hard to blame them, right? Prove it. Do something good against the Niners. Hang with the Niners until the end, or beat them at least. But hard to blame the national people for writing off that win. That was a terrible New York Giants squad.
Yep.
Charch, what website are we promoting now?
GuillotineLeagues.com.
Oh, still
That's
okay,
right, baby.
So,
let's go.
Right.
But what's the other one though?
Fantasy Life is the acquiring
and Pornhub,
company.
I believe.
And they've got tons of great content and a lot of data tools. I mean, if you want to get geeky with your fantasy, so many great data tools that you can use at Fantasy Life. Utilization reports and just so much stuff. It's worth at least digging into, and tons of free content as well.
Gotcha. So both good options if you're into fantasy football. Thanks, Charch. Appreciate it, man.
Thanks, guys. Talk to you next week. Bye-bye.
All right, more with John Kriesel and Mark Parrish after this Power Trip Morning Show on the Fan.
Blue-eyed girls know something, so you better stop.